Let me tell you about Kenya, a country of unmatched beauty, where the snow-caps of Mount Kenya kiss the morning sky and the sun sets over the vast plains of the Mara, where you can hear the call to prayer at dawn in Mombasa and church bells ringing by noon in Nyeri, where coffee beans grow in red soil while camels cross desert sands in Marsabit, where songs rise from the streets of Kisumu and stories are shared around fires in Kajiado, where endless rows of lush green tea stretch across the highlands of Kericho, catching the Rift Valley wind like a living wave, fueling not just export numbers but family livelihoods and quiet morning cups across the world. But Kenya is more than a postcard. It is a nation built on blood and belief. A land that broke colonial chains and dared to govern itself. We've had our highs, new roads, new dreams, a new constitution, and our lows, tribal clashes, corruption, inequality, and broken promises. Yet, through it all, Kenya has always moved forward. Sometimes limping, often crawling, but always hoping. And as years passed, another generation was born. Gen Z, the children of independence's children. They were raised on mobile money and blackouts, on overcrowded classrooms and endless joblessness. They learned to survive in a system that told them to wait their turn, but never made space for them. They were taught that hard work pays off, yet watched their parents struggle to the bone. They were told to believe in democracy, yet saw leaders recycle lies year after year. So they turned to what they had, the internet, the arts, each other. Gen Z became Kenya's most connected, most creative, and most misunderstood generation. They started podcasts, launched street art collectives, filmed TikTok documentaries, and remixed national anthems into protest beats. They raised awareness through tweets and built movements from memes. But underneath the filters and fire captions, there was frustration. Quiet, growing, unshakable. This wasn't just a woke generation. It was a wounded one raised in resilience but tired of resilience being the only option. One that had watched enough and decided, if no one will speak for us, we will speak for ourselves. So when a finance bill came, one that taxed even bread and dignity, it didn't just hit their pockets. It hit a nerve, and it woke the lion. They weren't just protesting a policy. They were standing up for their future, for their country, for a version of Kenya they still believed was possible. And that's where the story begins. On May 9, 2024, the Kenyan government introduced the Finance Bill 2024, published by the National Assembly. Submitted by the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning, the bill proposed sweeping amendments to Kenya's tax laws for the 2024 to 2025 financial year, targeting the Income Tax Act, Value Added Tax Act, Excise Duty Act, and others related to fees, levies, and public finance management. From the moment it was published, the bill sparked a wave of public outrage. For many Kenyans, already burdened by the high cost of living, the bill represented more than just fiscal policy. It was a breaking point. Weeks of peaceful protests followed, driven largely by Gen Z, whose online mobilization turned into a powerful national movement. Then came a historic day. On 25th June 2024, despite weeks of demonstrations and public appeals, Parliament passed the Finance Bill. Enraged by the decision, protesters stormed the Parliament building in Nairobi, an event unprecedented in Kenya's history. That day turned tragic. 19 protesters were shot dead by police in Nairobi, and 3 others lost their lives in demonstrations across other cities. A total of 22 young lives taken in a single day. They were students, workers, artists, dreamers, brave citizens who stood up for their future and paid the ultimate price. We honor them as heroes, as martyrs, as patriots. Their names, their sacrifice will never be forgotten. The following day, on 26 June, in the face of national mourning and growing unrest, President William Ruto announced that he would not sign the finance bill into law. And on 28 June, he formally rejected the bill, announcing a massive 999 billion budget cut, a stunning political U-turn driven by the voice and resistance of the people. This was not just a rejection of a bill, it was the rise of a generation, a reminder that power ultimately belongs to the people. A new chapter began, written in courage, sacrifice, and the unshakable will of Kenya's youth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, share it with a friend, and of course, subscribe for more content just like this. And now, let's jump right into the next one. It's even better.